So yes, it's just sad what is going on in Gaza, and eben our government, der Bundesrat, der rechtsbürgerliche Schweiz, does not much as usual. So, and then like so again, especially for the time up to the first mental hospital visit, I would have, I mean, the most, as the two statements that were most important, as from the ones that got underlined, I guess were also rather lie in the what was the saying in English? Rather lie in the face of death than face the truth. So lieber sich zu Tode schweigen, als der Wahrheit ins Gesicht zu sehen. And with friends. So that, and all of my mental hospital visits in hindsight were utterly not, also worse than useless. So that doesn't mean that it was not a situation where I would have needed, or where the family would have needed assistance. But current mental hospitals are around here not an option. They made it worse, right? So in the first case it was maybe more or less neutral, so in 2016, but there, yeah, and the reason initially was, of course, that when there is a problem, we are all just from the gymnasium, from ETH, we are all just not grown-ups, and there is not even in theory something that would change that nowadays. So that there is nothing, you don't learn about those issues at all. But I mean those psychische Erschütterungen, all those families encounter, right? So and nothing is taught in our system about it. So there was there was a pilot project for Vertrauenspersonenpool, so für so promente sana, and they got money, 40 pages, 1001 kilobytes. So it's is the Patientenverfügung, but so they got I guess 500,000 for this project, and it started during the lockdown. For a while they thought they would get a lot more funds, and so I think this is when they financed that. And they did it in the 4 mental hospitals of Kyrenia mostly. So the ones that don't, those are the ones that would need this oversight the least, right? So all the other mental hospitals in Switzerland you should tackle first, actually. And so I contacted this pool. It was still running in 2023, and it was useless, but the sad part is it's another they just don't take responsibility once they allocated the funds. So they just don't have a vision for longer, right? There is just no, and now Prometisana is financially not doing well, worse than before Corona actually, but yeah. And we have no Vertrauenspersonen. So on a but they schooled them for a while, so you were not. It was not possible to just do that without, And I think another point, or I would have a lot of experience. So because of my poker successes, when I had this Augenflimmern after the surgery with 23, 24 years, I had at some point where it was actually the bank account of my brother, because I needed a second starting capital on Opus-Dei. So I used the name of my brother, but through this, I once had 85,000 in poker earnings, and I paid taxes for that. So, and the issue, I always had this issue. So this is an amount of money that is not life-changing around here, and I just I never really knew what to do with it, right? And now it's gone, with this Albanian fellow and others for the most part. So there is still no such institution, and this is what is lacking. So there is, of course, you can donate it to Amnesty, and I did that as well. So I donated to Amnesty, I donated to Prometisana, but for my issue, so the core issue that there was no assistance for when it is about the darkest moments in a life, when it comes to suicide, so before it's too late. So there is assistance for the Überbliebenen and so, but that's what the Seelsorge does as well. They always, when it's too late, then they're but to prevent that, when there is nothing, not in theory, and as it was shown with this former YouTube channel of mine as well again, you get even silenced. So it's not, for example, it's not allowed to start a Selbsthilfegruppe. So this is the psychiatrist business that controls that, right? Without you are not even allowed to start. But they will do nothing if you do, right? It's just that's so they don't do their job, and they even prevent others to do it, right? In this regard, and so then I ended up, which is not surprising. So I thought about several times, so use this with the life insurance to make money, because I knew I really wanted to, but it is such a tough ordeal to find someone that actually does then that you would get a deal over so that you can trust that they actually would invested. So that would have been like so 200,000 Swiss francs around that, I guess, was if you so it's like if you have like an accident, of course, right? But you can it's just if you don't commit suicide, this is a good bargain for the insurance, of course, right? So it's like so I ended up so the best cause I found was actually this Tantra temple. I tried with the pastoral assistant, and they have no idea. So at best it's something like a benefits concert for like Ukraine, but there this is not changing something around here, right? It makes sense to do that, but this is not or it ends up like with this foundation of so this Namensvetter Eberle, Urs Eberle, or this other foundation. So the ones you hated the most, with the purpose, the reason you committed suicide, they will end up like controlling the funds of such a foundation. This is just how the families, it's to be expected. This is how this, it's still this mafia, so this clan thinking, the families. So it's exactly the same, and you cannot, you can really not talk openly about this kind of investions, and so. When they would get at this point, development-wise, they are normally in their 80s or never reach that point, right? So there is no one with experience around here. And I mean, but then when often it's not the money. When you look into it, very often it's not the money. That is the kind of the limiting factor. It like with all startups, it's not. It is sadly not so. It doesn't matter. So I guess even if this Netzwerk Gesundheit would have a loan for twice the amount they are kind of looking for at the moment, so like 85,000 Swiss francs. So they wouldn't. It wouldn't work because the people behind it they don't have a real cause. They don't have a clear So it's and sadly this is not just here the case. It's the same with the churches. It's the same with, well, I have not encountered a rich. I suppose they exist, right? But I have not encountered a rich like family around here, more than 2 million in assets, that actually has such like a project vision going. And with that, again, karma-wise, you are lost. So I could share again, like what could have changed everything would have been an encounter with, it could have been a teacher, it could have been, I don't know, a sex worker that had, but this kind of experience they just don't have, or didn't have the teachers at the gymnasium, those families around here. And when they experience it, they, instead of sharing, educate others, they just eben